Long ago, there were 3 beautiful fir trees. These fir trees hoped they would be Christmas trees. They were very patient, and each day they grew and grew and grew. And then the trees sang. Waited excitedly for a family to come and pick them for their Christmas tree. And then came to the forest. The family looked for a beautiful tree, and when they found their favorite, they stopped and sang to the tree. Walked all around the trees and decided to take home the very biggest tree they could find. The dad brought out his axe and chopped away to cut the fir tree down, and off they went. The family took their special tree home. But that meant that there were still 2 fir trees waiting. But they still had hope, and they kept singing. Soon, another family came to the forest, and they looked at all the trees too. They didn't want a big tree, and they didn't want a small tree, but they did see a tree that was just right, and that is where they stopped. And they sang to the tree. Happy, and the dad took out his axe to chop it down. They had found the perfect tree for their house. Off they went. They took their Christmas tree home. The littlest Christmas tree was all by herself, and she was starting to feel lonely. She was beginning to wonder if any family would ever choose her and to sing. Soon, some beautiful redbirds came, and they flew around and stood beside the little tree. They brought some of the feathers and strings from their nest. They had heard the little tree singing and wanted to help. So they decorated the littlest tree with some of those feathers and strings. And then they decided to sing to the tree. The little tree began to feel better, and some little bunnies hopped over to the little tree. They brought some berries that they had found on the way, and the bunny berries on the tree. They wanted to make the little tree so beautiful, so they added berries everywhere they could. And after they finished decorating the tree, they sang a song to her. the bunnies left the berries with the tree. Because they needed to go home. Thank you, bunnies. The feathers, strings, and berries looked so good on the littlest tree that she began to feel like a real Christmas tree. But she was just missing one thing, and so the stars came out to sing. Starting to get dark, and the stars were coming out in the sky. The stars knew that Christmas night was the birth of a special baby, and they had a big job to do.